Welcome to Ginny's, where East meets West, and a slice of Eastern philosophy becomes a part of Western thinking. I'm your host, Ginny Gong. Since being included as an Olympic sport in 1988, table tennis, or ping pong as it is more commonly referred to, has soared in popularity. In Montgomery County, that has translated into facilities like the Maryland Table Tennis Center in Gaithersburg, doubling in size and staffed by world-renowned coaches. Today's show focuses on the sport, the center, and the players for whom this is not just a fun activity, but a commitment and a passion. Let me begin by inviting the co-owner of the center, whose involvement with the Chinese American community resulted in the establishment of a Chinese language school in Greenwich, Connecticut, to join us. Please welcome Wen Hsu. Welcome, Wen.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this sport, table tennis. You know, generally people associate it with Asians, but did it really originate in Asia?
Surprisingly, it actually originated in England. People used to take corks as balls and use books as paddles, and they play on tables, just regular tables.
So why do we associate it as if it's a Chinese sport?
Well, in recent years, China has adopted this sport as their country's main sport. So you see a lot of Chinese players training hard year-round and compete at a high level internationally.
Typical, right? Typical of the Chinese. Whatever they decide to do, it's like a drive, right?
Exactly. They need to be the best.
Yeah. Well, now you moved from Connecticut to Maryland. Was table tennis one of the reasons for this shift?
Actually, it was the main reason. Of course, Montgomery County has wonderful public schools, but my son, Nathan, really wanted a place where he could play and compete and train. And we came for a Christmas camp maybe 6-7 years ago, and just a fun family activity. And he just fell in love with training at the club, Maryland Table Tennis Center. And he wanted to come and train here. Wow,
so the family packed up. Well, how did your family first get involved in table tennis when you were in Connecticut?
Well, my husband and I actually don't play table tennis that much. I mean, once in a while we'll play a little bit at home, but nothing serious. And there was an after-school activity that both my boys signed up for one winter, and it was table tennis.
In school?
Yeah, after-school programs in the community center.
Oh, okay.
And for Greenwich, Connecticut, it's a rare thing because ping pong is not a popular sport in Greenwich. But they wanted to try it, so we decided to take them.
Oh, that's great. Now, why did you decide to make a commitment to the table tennis center here in Gaithersburg by becoming co-owner?
Well, I know that the coaches are great. They're world-class table tennis players themselves. And they came to Maryland 15, 20 years ago. And I want a facility that would accommodate more people and train with them. A better facility. So I decided, I'm going to put some money in and help the club expand and renovate.
So you just mentioned something about the coaches. Who are some of the coaches that you have there? I mean, how renowned are they?
Well, two of the coaches happen to be the co-owners as well. One is Chen Yinghua, and he is actually a 2000 U.S. Olympian in table tennis, represented United States. And the other one is Coach Jack Huang, and he was also a top world-class player trained in China. Both of them were on the national team in China. And they, initially, they came to the United States to train other U.S. table tennis players for the Olympics. So they decided to stay here.
And work over here in the Maryland area.
Exactly. They've been here for 15, 20 years.
I had no idea we had such a wonderful, facility here.
Yeah, they're so great because they train so many junior Olympics gold medalists from the club. And we have both girls and boys who have done so well.
Yeah, I see the video that's moving right now, and I can see, you really have to be very alert and very active in the sport. Tell us about some of the programs that the club offers for youth or even not so young.
Yes, we have programs for both juniors and as well as adults, even seniors. We have people playing there. And we have private classes or group sessions. And we have camps that actually coming up soon throughout the whole summer. Kids from age 5, 6 or up could come and participate it. And we have Tuesday and Friday leagues where people have friendly competition. People who with similar levels can come. So we have a variety of activities for all levels and all ages.
So how young can someone, pick up the sport? What's the youngest you can start?
Some of our players are as young as 4 or 5, but we usually recommend probably age 6 and up. Some even start as late as 9 or 10 or 11, but they love the sports and they stay with it.
How young is the oldest player? I mean, is it a sport that you can continue on to your elder years?
It's almost like golf. You can play your whole entire life. We have, just the other day I talked to a Japanese American who came into the club and I asked him how old he was. He was over 90 years old.
Wow.
And he enjoys it so much.
Well, I can understand that. They recommend as you get older, in order to stay focused, do crossword puzzles. But I could see ping pong would be a lot more fun for me.
It's great. It's great for hand-eye coordination, good for agility. You have to really think when you play. You can't just play the ball. There's so much spin, speed, and pace, different pace you can create.
So those are a lot of reasons why parents, might want to consider enrolling their children.
Well, I've heard so many good stories. One of the kids started playing table tennis because her eyesight weren't very good. So her parents actually started her on table tennis, and now she's one of the top players in the United States, female players in the United States.
Wow. So tell us, in terms of this center in Maryland that seems to be just, growing, how many such centers are there in the United States? Do you know?
In the East Coast, we are the best and the largest, especially after the renovation and the expansion. East Coast, we're definitely the best in the East Coast. In the West Coast, we have a few more that are very competitive, that have very good programs as well.
So what's your vision for this center?
Well, I wanted a facility that matches the top class coaching we have. So everyone who wants to come and play can have an environment that they can enjoy and clean, comfortable. And yet for serious players, I want them to have a place where they could really train to become an Olympian one day when they grow up.
So in terms of the center, how many can, because obviously it's a sport that requires room enough for the table, how many of these are there at the center where people can be playing at one time?
We have about 16 to 20 tables.
So it's pretty big.
It's over 10,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah, and totally brand new now with new great flooring, great lighting, great air conditioning, especially for the summer. So it's a great place. If people are interested in coming to visit, it's open 7 days a week. Every single day we are open.
And it's a sport that you can play all year round.
All year round.
Right.
It doesn't matter because it's indoor. It doesn't matter if it's hot or raining or cold or snowing outside. You can come in.
Well, it sounds very interesting, and it's something I may even explore myself because I'm trying to figure out crossword puzzles or ping pong. Right?
Well, if you want to find more about it, we have a website at emmadttc.com.
Okay, why don't you repeat that again?
emmadttc.com.
Okay.
And all the programs and activities are on the website.
Well, thank you so much, Wen, for joining us and giving us some information on the center and on the sport. Good luck to you.
Always my pleasure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's time for us to take a short break. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with winning table tennis players.